After 3 hours, Fortnite removed this SMG from the game, and it seems like no one knows the reason why it happened. So I finally put together 25 things secretly changed in Chapter 6 in OG, and we'll start with how Epic ruined basketballs. You see, ever since toys were released in Fortnite, we've been able to shoot hoops. It's been a hidden feature for years, and yet on the new map, Fortnite decided to ban it. Now, for the first time ever, if you throw a basketball in the hoop, it won't go through no matter how hard you try. One of the best parts about a new season is when you find a gun that wasn't supposed to be there. In fact, almost no one knows that a purple SMG was on the map last week. It's thanks to an oversight from Epic, where players are finding this gun from spirit shrines, and within hours, it was already deleted from the loot pool. Epic hoped no one would notice, and only a handful of people did. On the flip side, there is secret changes that are benefiting players. In the past, you wouldn't be able to drop items or swap your inventory while driving. It was so annoying. And now Epic fixed it with a hidden patch. You can finally drop items without leaving your vehicle. One of the biggest changes that everyone noticed was how we have different movement once again, but this has been secretly removed in Fortnite's brand new mode. Yesterday we got the return of Fortnite OG, sending us back to Chapter 1 Season 1, and of course it's not going to feel very nostalgic if we're using Chapter 6 movement. Now technically they did keep tactical sprint, sliding and all that stuff, but the latest changes like wall kicking and roll landing are nowhere to be found. And did you know they also changed the way that the Rift Island spawns in? Ever since the Marvel season, this has behaved super differently, bringing in an ultra rare Doom armor that basically gave you Thanos powers. Epic clearly liked the idea of a late game race that gives you the best loot in the match, so they brought it to Chapter 6, letting us fight Shogun X for a chance at his insane mythics. But this change also came at a cost, because now players don't have to rush to Loot Island to capture it. Before, you could just sit here and wait until the timer runs out before getting a ton of loot for your entire squad. And it's not possible anymore. You're gonna need more effort than that to be rewarded. Now, of course, you could just capture the train instead, but even this has received a change in Chapter 6. For the whole of last year, fans constantly made fun of how useless the train actually was. Most of the time, I just drove through the storm and the loot was laughable, making it pointless to land on. So Epic took all our notes and changed it. This time around, it can spawn in 2 different colors, but once you've captured it, you'll be guaranteed a mythic. That's not all, they also turned it from a giant route to a smaller metro style, making sure that it almost never goes into the storm until that final few circles. So now it's totally worth hopping on board, especially if you play Zero build. And thank you to Marvel Rivals for sponsoring this video. If there wasn't enough content dropping already, NetEase has finally launched their highly anticipated game. If you played the closed beta, you're likely already jumping back in because this game is incredible. Team up alongside friends with complete cross-platform support. Dive into the Marvel universe as you battle for capture points, convoys, or a full-on team deathmatch. All of this happens in locations across the multiverse, from a Hydra base to Tokyo 2099, even Wakanda. Of course, there's a huge roster featuring 33 of your favorite characters, all with their own abilities and skills, with loads more on the way. Pair a hero with their team-up partner to activate additional abilities. Groot and Rocket could join forces, while Adam Warlock lets Mantis revive mid-fight. And did I mention the whole map is interactive? Lets you destroy walls, smash windows. There's a bunch of strategies to discover, challenges to complete, and cosmetics to unlock. So dive into the action right away. It is free to play and available on PC, PS5, Xbox, but now, back to the video. For those of us who prefer building, there is a massive change to edits that have completely switched up the meta for the first time ever. A new option secretly appeared in Chapter 6, letting players turn on simple editing. Now, instead of having to draw what you want, you can easily swap between pre-made edits. Here's the thing, Epic knew this could be abused and would make editing even sweatier, so they added a delay to make it slower than drawing them. Problem is, they didn't realize that if you just keep spamming, you can skip the delay and build faster than ever.
Yeah, boy.
And something is totally missing from Chapter 6 that defined 2024. Epic completely switched up the game when they revealed weapon mods, a way to put any attachments on your gun and truly create a personal loadout. It would even rename the weapon. In a world where the only customization is a skin that doesn't change anything, it was a fun way to actually use strategy in Battle Royale. Except Epic have totally backtracked on this feature. Mod benches have been completely removed for Chapter 6, and now attachments are permanently locked onto base guns. These aren't variants or anything like that. What you see is what you get. On the bright side, if you pick up your favorite gun but don't want to use use the first-person scope, you don't have to anymore. One of the coolest secret changes is the toggle aim button. Now you can switch between first and third-person aiming with a single press and it works perfectly. And so do geysers. Fans were in for a pleasant surprise when they dropped in and found these spread around the map. Not only are they great for mobility, but Fortnite has dropped a secret update to them which makes them even better. Last time around, geysers only went as high as a launch pad, which is still pretty good, but now they go twice as high, making them insanely useful when rotating. With so many ways to escape the storm, it's hard to find yourself trapped in it this season, but if you somehow managed to be in this for a while, you would have noticed that storm sickness didn't appear. Yeah, turns out Fortnite accidentally turned it off for the first 2 days of the chapter. This happened so rarely that it took millions of players over 48 hours to realize it was missing. But I wouldn't go ahead and try it now because it has been secretly re-enabled. And wait until you find out what else has been deleted in secret, because the mascot of Fortnite is missing. Turns out there's so many ways to get loot in Chapter 6 that llamas have become extinct. They're nowhere to be found on the map, making this the first time we've had no llamas since the Wasteland season. The more often this happens, the more I'm starting to think we might never see them again over the next few years. By now, all of us know about the new Battle Pass, considering we now have 4 of them in game. It makes sense that Epic has bundled them all into one price for the Fortnite crew, which sounds appealing at first, but what you don't know is that if you unsubscribe, you will not be able to level up any of them. The subscription has to stay active. That's not the only change. If you ever want to save money in the long run and just buy the Battle Pass on its own, it costs more than ever, becoming 1,000 V-Bucks for the first time in history. The changes keep coming though, as battle stars are now obliterated from Fortnite. Now everything is advanced through simple XP, a way to unify all of the modes into one progression system. This means that even if you buy tiers on your BR Pass, your level won't change at all. Instead of buying levels, now it's considered buying rewards, which means once you get the discounted 25 bundle, you still need to put the work in to show off your level to your friends. Now there is benefits of leveling everything up with one form of XP, but it also means that Fortnite needs to balance it, and right now they're doing a terrible job. It has never been harder to get rewards than this season, but luckily Epic keeps making small changes to the rate of XP. Right now you don't get anything from just playing Battle Royale. Almost all the XP is gained from challenges, opening chests, and getting elims. But on the other hand, Epic buffed the rate you get from stuff like this, so now opening ammo boxes gives you 250 XP. When it comes to the LEGO mode, this has been a roller coaster for level grinders. At the start of the season, it had a playtime XP cap of 570,000, which meant if you played for just 2 hours and 30 minutes, you'd earn the entire amount. Literally, people were just AFKing to level up insanely fast. As a result, Epic responded by deleting XP from LEGO entirely, so the player count just dropped. 2 days later, they were back with an update. Now LEGO, Reload, and OG all had 4 million XP cap per week, and the AFK playtime glitch was fixed. As for Battle Royale players, daily bonus quests are now giving 25% more XP for your efforts, but there's still a long way to go before we know if it's working. And because levels are no longer relevant, you can't actually see the level of your party members in-game. It is totally vanished from the health bar, so good luck figuring out which of your fill teammates are gonna carry you. What is causing controversy has been a feature everyone begged for. You see, after an entire chapter of dealing with bullet drop weapons and snipers that took a lot of skill to shoot, fans have been desperate for hit scan to return. And after all, it was a staple of Fortnite combat. Without it, it feels like a totally different game. So, for Chapter 6, Epic decided, sure, we'll give you what you asked for. And now some fans are regretting it. One half of the community think it's overpowered, while the other half are obsessed. Personally, I do kind of like it back, but something is missing this season that has broken Fortnite's tradition. Every chapter, we always get an insane music pack to celebrate a new map, yet this time around, we have no theme song for Chapter 6. We never had to pay for these, so it makes sense that Fortnite stopped doing it, but it would have been nice to have a brand new theme for such a cool map. For the tryhards out there, Ranked has also received a pretty big secret update. The quests which give you free cosmetics have been changed. Originally, they were just asking us to survive storm circles, which, is pretty simple. But now for the first time, the quests have been transformed into repeating challenges. Now you gotta do things like eliminate 3 players, earn a victory, and then once it's done, it'll reset and ask you to do it all over again. You gotta do 80 of these to unlock every cosmetic, and yes, this even applies to rocket racing, so you don't need to reach Unreal to get car rewards anymore. Speaking of cars, let's be honest here, Fortnite gas is already pretty cheap. Those price signs were unbelievable, and now in Chapter 6, they have lowered the price of gas by almost an entire $1. So I guess the Fortnite economy is booming. Maybe that's because they removed the biggest glitch of the season. Can't believe I'm saying this, but in the first day, you could grab a void mask and shoot an orb at the Rift Island just at the right time. Timing was perfect, you would become Superman.
Whee! Should I try to blow my glider? Oh, but it's still going.
Despite how cool this was, Epic were terrified of it and instantly deleted it once people pointed it out. But a ton of players still haven't noticed the secret henchmen on the map. In Chapter 5, these guys will walk around forecast towers and guard them. If you wipe the crew out, you'd be given a key to activate the tower. Well, now for Chapter 6, they have been updated to fit the new map, with Oni designs that you can't see anywhere else. There is a super hidden removal no one's talking about. If you go fishing on this new island, you won't have to worry about getting scammed anymore. Rusty cans are officially deleted from Battle Royale, so now fishing might be a good use of your time. It also turns out some players have lost a feature that they paid money for. Juice WRLD's emote was in the item shop at the start of last season, and within a few hours, Epic removed it because they wanted to change the dance. Only problem is, people already bought it and lost the emote too. Sure, they'll get it back at a later date, but man, is that controversial. So is the new hunting rifle change. If you pick up a regular version, it acts normal. It's exactly the kind of range you'd expect. Touch a purple or a gold one, and all of a sudden, there's ridiculous bullet drop. This has totally ruined the gun, and fans are hoping it's just a glitch. Thanks again to Marvel Rivals for sponsoring this video and dropping the most anticipated hero shooter of the year. Be sure to drop in for free and start saving the multiverse. But those were the secret changes in Chapter 6. Use code T5G in the item shop if you want to support us. It's been Tommy, keep it here, Top 5 Gaming.